So where is the All-American Steakhouse and Sports Theater? It's right here in Springdale where you live, where your kids play ball. Just down the street from the Springdale Rec Center between Harbor and Springdale High School. It's on the way to Arvest Ballpark where the Naturals play and close enough to the U of A to grab a great meal before or after the game. They'll have NFL Sunday ticket all season long, and yes, they are locally owned and operated. The All-American Steakhouse and Sports Theater. Great steaks, great sports on Sunset in Springdale.
Porsche Little Rock is Arkansas's only Porsche Center and your destination for performance, luxury, and world-class service. Experience our popular line of SUVs with the Porsche Macan and Cayenne, both in stock and ready to deliver. Need service? We'll pick up and deliver your Porsche anywhere in the state and provide a loaner vehicle when available. Visit us today at 516 Colonel Glenn Plaza Loop or browse our inventory online at PorscheLittleRock.com.
Sterling Bank is your community bank. Sterling Bank values their role in Northwest Arkansas and works hard to make our community stronger each day. They're invested in relationships that go beyond banking. They're your friends and neighbors, and know that when we support each other, the whole community wins. If you're looking for a bank that offers top-notch customer service and a complete menu of products that make your banking experience pleasant and productive, visit them in Fayetteville, Rogers, or Bentonville. Sterling Bank, local friendly banking made to fit you. Member FDIC.
Oh my gosh, Becky, look at that sign. It looks like one of those that Sign Studio made.
Well, that's because it probably is. Hi, I'm Matt Reese, COO of Sign Studio. Don't let the name fool you. We're not just signs. From interior and exterior signage to business cards, banners, and promotional items, Sign Studio can help take your business to the next level. We're passionate about helping you grow your brand. Our in-house design and production team allows for quick turnaround, and we have multiple locations to serve all of your Northwest Arkansas signage needs. Follow us online or call 479-250-4844.
ESPN 99.5.
And we're floating in a sea of red.
Arkansas wins! About 115 billion reasons. I love the Razorbacks. Kobe Hamilton. Touchdown, Razorback. I got that one.
It's Arkansas Game Day on ESPN Arkansas, brought to you by the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, celebrating more than 15 years of scholarships. Learn more at myarkansasLottery.com. Arkansas Game Day is also presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, largest inventory of Razorback merchandise in the business, and locally owned by a family of Arkansas alums. It doesn't get more Razorback than the Stadium Shop.
It's a line, keep on rolling. Put the ball right down the field with a trail. Arkansas will never hear.
Start every Saturday with Arkansas Game Day, 5 hours before kickoff.
When they run through that A here in 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't need Viagra, but that's my Viagra when they run through.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
Here we go on another Arkansas Game Day. It's kind of like the start of a new season in some ways because there's a new coach for the next 7 ball games for the Arkansas Razorbacks. As Bobby Petrino is back, the coup is complete. The Pittman regime has been toppled, and the Bobby Petrino is back in charge of Razorback football as they take on the Tennessee Volunteers later today in Knoxville. Derek Ruskin with you here in our studio and coming to us live from high atop Neyland Stadium in Knoxville, Tennessee, is our own Ty Richardson. Ty, good morning to you.
Considering what happened with Johnny Majors and Philip Palmer back in the day, does it feel, in your opinion, eerily similar to what happened in the 90s?
Little bit. That was a long time ago, man. I'm impressed you knew about that. That's good.
Well, I was actually talking to a Tennessee guy about it last night, and I had a feeling you might start the show a certain way today, and so, yeah, it ties in, I guess.
So how are things? How is Knoxville? What are they feeling like? What's the mood? You're on the ground. What's it like?
It's a cool 63 degrees right now. This Eastern time's still throwing me off. I know it's 10 Central, but 11 Eastern. I think they expect to win. I think Arkansas is in a situation where they hadn't won last year. Maybe Tennessee overlooks the Razorbacks considering they have Alabama next week and they go to Tuscaloosa. But
there's revenge on the minds, and there should be. I mean, they shouldn't have lost that game in Fayetteville last year. If you watch that last play, if Nico just throws the ball, he's got a guy wide open in the end zone, but instead he made a young kid mistake and ran out of bounds. So you can't really sneak up on them. So I've looked at every scenario this week. I just don't know how Arkansas wins this one today, Derek.
Well, that's the thing that's interesting to me is because it is the unknowns that I'm looking at here are kind of like when you start the season and you don't know what you have here.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really know how this team is going to respond, but there are a few things that we do know. This defense is woefully under-talented to compete in this league, woefully under-talented. But does simplifying things make them move around a little bit faster? They still don't have the speed. I don't necessarily know if they've got some of the size at some of the spots, breaking tackles and things of that nature. But, does a pared down thing, is simple faster for them, and are they able to at least get in better positions to make plays? Because the defense has been filleted open like a fish for the last, several ball games. It led to, of course, Travis Williams and most of the defensive staff being fired by Bobby Petrino in his first full day on the job. So we know a couple things. We know Taylor Green's obviously talented. Some of his receivers all of his receivers had a really difficult time getting open against the Notre Dame defense. You figure an SEC defense, it may be a little bit tougher to get open for those guys. So there are a couple things we know, but you just don't know how they're going to respond to the Bobby Petrino regime taking over, less than 2 weeks ago.
Derek, I was talking to a former Petrino player last night who's here in Knoxville, and I think we all are under the impression that this team is going to be in a rude awakening. It seems like they probably have been in practice the last few days. And what he told me is he treated Ryan Mallett the same as a walk-on. He'd yell and scream at Ryan the same way he would at walk-on. Some guys get preferential treatment, and I know quarterbacks on a lot of teams get that, but I'm just curious how this team, like you said, responds. I mean, they got their what's taken away from them in Fayetteville 2 weeks ago against Notre Dame, and now you're starting against the top 15 opponent, first game under Petrino, number one scoring offense, number one passing offense in the Southeastern Conference, and like you said, whether you simplify it or not, the team's just not that talented defensively. I'm just curious if the offense can put it together in the second half, unlike the last 3 games.
Right, because all of the Petrino lovers out there, the Petrino-anon people, have they have willfully been blinded to the fact that the offense has kind of stunk for the last 6 quarters of football. And, they're fine. They're fine. The offense is fine. Well, 3 points and a half, 10 points in a game. These are not indicators that a defense is fine, especially when, or an offense is fine, especially when your defense is giving up, 40, 50 points or so. So that is another thing that's interesting to me is, do we see him, and this offense, take flight a little bit more and put some more points on the board? Because the yardage stats are fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but ultimately we're still determining the winner by who puts the most points on the scoreboard, and Arkansas has had trouble doing that offensively over the last game and a half or so.
And Derek, to your point, I remember when people would reference certain stats that the team had in 2024. I was like, did you watch those games?
Yeah.
Did you watch any of the good competition? I mean, the stat I like to reference, and I don't like to reference, but Taylor didn't have a passing touchdown against a top 25 opponent last year.
No.
So a lot of those statistics came against lesser opponents. While Tennessee's defense is not elite, it's still an SEC defense. Probably similar to Notre Dame in the sense where they hadn't had great games. They still have a lot of talent across the board. They can't get to the passer. Tennessee has the ability to do that. They just lost some guys in the back end. So you're just hoping that this offensive line that's been pretty good pass blocking, just okay run blocking, can give Taylor time where he can make plays. Because and the other part of the equation is you brought it up what Zach was hammering this week. Wide receiver for Arkansas didn't get open against Notre Dame. Go watch that game. No separation. So Taylor really didn't have anywhere to throw the football, and he did. It was a tight window. So how this team responds, not only in a hostile environment, which they had success in Oxford, but can these guys go make plays for their quarterback tonight?
Yeah, what's the motivation level like? Is there actually kind of this newfound energy where they play fired up, or is it the same malaise we kind of saw take over the Notre Dame game a week ago? That's another thing that, again, We're all going to find out here at 3:15. I think the people that think the offense is fine, they're in a couple of buckets. Either they only watch the first half, they only look at stats, or they only watch the game like on social media. They don't actually watch the game in its entirety. They're just watching clips on social media. Well, if you watch clips on social media, of course everything's fine because that's all that you'll see. So I think that's maybe some of the influence with some of the people who are infatuated with the Bobby Petrino offense is maybe they're not actually watching the entire game like the rest of us are. I don't know.
Derek's not a TikTok Reels clips guy. He is a full watch the game, diagnose the game
on a TV.
On a TV,
the way God intended. That's right. Yeah.
The way God intended, and not more. And listen, I'm not a big. I don't mind having two TVs on with different games. I've never been a fan. Like my generation loves the quad box. I can't. I like Red Zone, but I'm not a fan of the quad box. I want to watch one game on one TV. If there's multiple TVs, that's fine. But one game, one TV.
Okay. Yeah, I could do the quad box. It's all about the sound. You have to find the sound of the game that you're really locking in on, and then you just kind of glance at the other scoreboards on the other games there. But yeah, it is it's another big day of college football. We're going to look at some of these other games as we move along here through the next couple of hours. Again, Ty is live in Knoxville here on Arkansas Game Day, and we are presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback and by the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. It is the Tennessee Arkansas. There was in the 90s, Arkansas could never beat Tennessee. They played every year up until when Arkansas joined the league in 92, up until 2002, and it seemed like Arkansas could never beat these guys. Tennessee was really good. Peyton Manning winning a national championship, of course, in 1998, and then of late, Tennessee can't beat Arkansas. They haven't played every year. But, of course, going back to last year, and Arkansas has won 4 in a row in the series here.
Yeah, and it helps when Butch Jones and Derek Dooley are the coaches you're going up against. Little different situation with Josh Heupel. And I know you beat Fulmer back, I guess it was in 2006, if you want to count the 5 of 6. But this has been a weird part of this series that I think Arkansas fans have kind of been surprised by. You had the biggest lopsided victory in this rivalry for the Razorbacks, 49-7 in 2011, where Joe and the guys just ripped them up. Yep. But I'm just again not expecting this trend or this winning streak to continue. I hope I'm proven wrong. I can't see it happening, but it is kind of a peculiar theme that's on your side when you look at how the Missouri game has gone against you, the Texas A&M series has gone against you. You have a lot of things going against you, Derek, and surprisingly, the Tennessee series isn't one of them.
Yeah, not of late anyway. It is currently the longest winning streak in the series by Arkansas, 4 in a row. Tennessee won 6 in a row in the 90s, but it was 33 years ago yesterday where Arkansas went into that stadium you're at now with an interim coach and got a big punt return from Orlando Waters. They kicked a field goal to win it with Todd Wright, and Arkansas upset the 4th-ranked Volunteers that day, 25-24. So, that's history. It's not necessarily prophecy, but Arkansas has been in that stadium with an interim coach in this environment before. It's a long, long time ago, but and none of these players were born.
We're alive.
Barely any of the coaches may have been born. I don't know, but
I wasn't even born.
Yeah, you weren't born. Alive. But it was it's weird that that's happened before, and here's the same scenario playing out again here for Arkansas.
Joe Kynes repping the tie on the sideline.
Yeah.
Tommy told me this. I knew Barry Lundy had played then, and I didn't realize that was Lundy's first start. Yeah. Number 4 team in the country, Neyland Stadium, hostile SEC environment, and that was their, correct me if I'm wrong, first year in the SEC for the Razorbacks, right? And
yes,
if I'm 92. So I mean, just to have the cojones that kid had, and I know he's older than me now, but back then, just to do that as a true freshman, just remarkable. But I don't know if history's going to repeat itself tonight. Man, it'd be something if it did.
Probably, and of course, 92. That's the year that it starts with the loss to the Citadel. That's why you had an interim coach with Jack Crow being fired. Frank Broyles admitting maybe that was not maybe that was a little bit hasty of a decision that he made. Turned out, I believe that Citadel team won the 1AA national championship that year, so it's not like they were some tomato can coming into Razorback Stadium on that particular day. But anyway, you get in the interim situation, and You end up with Arkansas getting that win over Tennessee in Knoxville against what I would imagine be an absolutely stunned crowd in Knoxville. Here is in a lot of ways an SEC blue blood that is getting beat by this upstart in their first year on a last-second field goal. It must have been I don't know how much sports talk radio there was in Knoxville back then, but I'm sure people were very upset about what happened on that day in that city where you are right now.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine what a reaction would be on Monday or even on Hog Reaction after the game if Arkansas was to pull this one out. It is a shame, Derek, because we're lucky we get to do this each and every day. Some of the craziest moments in Arkansas history didn't have sports radio around it. And it's just you just wonder what those calls and texts would have been like at the time, like real time, in the midst of great wins and great losses for the Hogs.
Yeah, it wasn't there for them, but of course, sports radio was in full effect on April 1st, 2012, and for that month, which is still one of the craziest times. And the guy in the center of all that is back in charge today with Arkansas taking on Tennessee. Okay, we've got a lot to do here. You can text or call us on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. We'll be back. We'll break this down. We'll look at other games around the league. A pretty good slate of games in the Southeastern Conference. If you just like watching those games, if you like to watch the whole sport, there's a couple of really good games outside of the SEC footprint as well that we can talk about. Stay with us. Ruskin and Ty here on Arkansas Game Day, presented by the Stadium Shop and by the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery.
This is Robert. And this is Matt.
This is Elizabeth, and we want to introduce the newest member to the Mann family, Raleigh.
Hello, 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 and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Raleigh, you're not really new to the family or the Stadium Shop.
Yeah, I've been around a few years, and I can say it's awesome to be a part of the only family, alumni, and locally owned Razorback store in Arkansas.
You mean the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
And thank goodness we are the largest because we've been receiving so much new stuff lately, like the new Nike jerseys and sideline apparel, as well as your favorite brands like Champion, Tommy Bahama, and Cutter and Buck, and just way too much stuff to mention here.
Hey, Raleigh, what state's famous for their small drinks?
Raleigh don't.
Matt, I gotta try. What state is famous for the smallest drinks?
Minnesota.
See, I told you.
Yeah, his dad jokes are so legendary.
Anyway, stop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road next time you're in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Or shop the Googleator Facegram interweb page.
Dad, it's called a website, and it's shoponrazorback.com. Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird Real Estate Group has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours, or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at limbirdteam.com. LIMBIRD.
How could I possibly be expected to handle work on a day like this? Take a day off and check out the new and pre-owned rides at Rath Mitsubishi. Right now, qualified buyers can take advantage of rates as low as 0% for 60 months on the entire Mitsubishi lineup. So choice. I highly recommend picking one up. Life moves pretty fast, so stop and look around at Rath Mitsubishi. Don Tyson and 71B Springdale, rathmitsubishi.com. You're still here? The ad's over.
Sterling Bank is a full-service community bank committed to the community, their customers, and the people and businesses who call Northwest Arkansas home. At Sterling Bank, you will find a complete menu of products and services designed to make your banking experience pleasant and productive. Visit your local branch in Fayetteville, Rogers, or Bentonville to experience friendly, top-notch customer service and to discover the Sterling difference. Member FDIC.
For over 50 years, WT Equipment has been your trusted family-owned dealer for tractors, hay tools, and light construction equipment. Right now, WT Equipment's got unbeatable October deals. Get 0% for 84 months on Workmaster 35 and 40 tractors, or drive home a Workmaster 25 with payments as low as $169.99 a month. WACC. Visit WT Equipment today and talk to their sales team for all the details. WT Equipment. Equip your future, elevate your potential.
The voice of the Razorbacks is Chuck Barrett, and he chose McDonald Eye Associates for his recent cataract surgery.
I went to McDonald Eye. I can see in a way I've not seen in a long time. And I'm looking forward to this football season because of that. Your eyes are a big deal. I don't care if you're a sports play-by-play guy or what you do. You have to have trust. My trust was developed because I knew they were listening to me.
For your best vision, trust McDonald Eye. Online and same-day appointments at mcdonaldeye.com.
More and more these days, people who are in pain are taking control of their health and looking beyond traditional medicine. Hey, it's Tommy Kraft. That's why QC Kinetics is so successful. People with chronic joint pain are learning that there are other options besides steroids, meds, and surgery. Patients fighting pain are getting lasting relief using advanced cellular level treatments. It's QC Kinetics regenerative medicine that can revitalize your joints using growth factors from your own body. Hey, it's a simple injection. Not a hospital stay. It's fast and all natural with no downtime. If your back or knees or shoulders hurt all the time, you need to explore all your options. Call QC Kinetics and get a free consultation. Exercise your freedom to look beyond the same old, same old. Thousands of patients around the country find a better life with QC Kinetics' amazing regenerative treatments. Call now to get scheduled. 479-999-1234. That's 479-999-1234 for QC Kinetics.
Casano's Chicago-style pizza in Bentonville is turning 20, and you're invited to the party. Join Casano's on Wednesday, October 22nd, as they celebrate 2 decades in Bentonville with amazing anniversary specials. $1 domestic draft beers all day and half-price pizzas any size, both dine-in only. Restrictions may apply. Or grab a 16-inch one-topping pizza to go for just $20. Don't miss the celebration. Only at Casano's Bentonville, Wednesday, October 22nd. Casano's Chicago-style pizza, celebrating 20 years in Bentonville.
Welcome back to Arkansas Game Day.
Washington, lots of room inside the 40 to the 30 to the 20. There he goes. Mike Washington, touchdown, Arkansas.
Start every Saturday with Arkansas Game Day, 5 hours before kickoff.
Special place. I mean, that's why I'm so fortunate that I was able to come back here.
Brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville. Arkansas Game Day is also presented by the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery.
Frito, though, if he can work his magic.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
On Arkansas Game Day, the Razorbacks get ready to take on the Tennessee Volunteers. Ruskin and Ty with you here as we get you ready with our pregame coverage here, presented by the Stadium Shop and by the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. There's two things going on at the same time here, Ty, when you talk about obviously this game and the 7 games here. And then, of course, there's a coaching search, which is getting, as it usually does, a lot of attention. Everybody's got an opinion. Everybody's got their thoughts on what should happen here, who their guy is, et cetera, et cetera. So you've got all this different stuff kind of going on here at the same time. Sometimes it's hard to remember there are games still going on when most of the conversation is about who's going to be the coach moving forward.
Yeah, and you go up against one of the toughest, and you can make a case this might be the toughest game remaining on your schedule based on how LSU and Texas have performed this season. Just kind of have to see how things shake out. You alluded to some of the great games outside of the SEC, like Indiana and Oregon. That's going to be a barn burner in Eugene. You've got Ohio State going to Champaign, a place that I know that the Buckeyes got upset years ago. I was watching some of those highlights last night. So it's a big week in college football. And while most of the conversation, as you said, has been about the changing of personnel, coaches-wise, it matters what you do on the field. And starting at 3:15 a little later on here in Knoxville.
Now, I think that the die is cast here, and Petrino is going to get this job, and any allusion to a coaching search is, a waste of time to a certain extent. But most people don't feel that way. They think that there's going to be some due diligence here. But I mean, if this guy beats a Texas or an Auburn or somebody like that, I mean, if he gets a couple or 3 of these wins, how do you not give him the job, Ty?
Yeah, I think that's the setup. Personally, I think they're going to win one game and then remaining 7. I think the Mississippi State one's probably the most likely. If you win 2, I think there's consideration. If you want to win 3, it's going to be really tough not to. If you win 4, it's an automatic. Like if he gets a team to bowl eligibility with 7 games remaining, and you win 4 the next 7, it just happens. So I think that the percentage just obviously increases per win. I mean, if they go over, he's not going to be the head coach. If they win 1, he's probably not going to be the head coach. They win 2, it's at least up in the air. But I'm curious as Hunter Yurchek and the Board of Trustees and the search firm kind of mulls this over, what that looks like in their minds. So what he needs to do in order to be at least they're saying he's in consideration, but true consideration is going to be based on the number of wins he has in the next 7.
Right. That is, I mean, it's a 7-game audition, more or less, for this job to be the permanent head coach for the second time at Arkansas. Sometimes that works out. We've seen it in college football before, where someone comes back. And there's been a mixed results. Obviously, Bill Snyder had a very good run his second time at Kansas State, but some of the other instances are across college football, not so good. In his second tour at Louisville, had Lamar Jackson who won the Heisman Trophy, but the season after that was a total failure, and it was over at that point for Petrino at Louisville. So, it's been done. It's not completely unprecedented, but it is not the normal situation. I think their issues are deeper than coach and staff. I think their issues, you need to look at, there's an article I just saw a little while ago on The Athletic about Oklahoma. And Oklahoma, the article is about streamlining NIL, completely reworking the entire organization from down to the studs, and we see Oklahoma putting together a successful season right now, undefeated as they enter the Red River game today against Texas. So maybe they can do that with a coach that's been here before, but to me, I think you got to put a completely different, completely fresh eyes on this whole situation and rebuild not just the roster, not just the staff, because we've been doing that for 20 years. And, it works for a while and then it doesn't, and then it's the next. But for long-term viability, I think the complete structure of Razorback football needs to really be evaluated and possibly reconstructed. Recruiting, personnel evaluation, just all of it needs to be examined and possibly altered in some cases, because the way you did things in 2008 is not the way it works anymore in college football. It just doesn't.
And to your point, Derek, there's so much success on this campus when it comes to other sports, but football has been such a failure relative to where your success level is on other practice facilities. And I think for Razorback fans, while they're happy and enjoys that the football or the basketball team is back where they feel like it belongs, baseball team's been there. A lot of other sports, soccer's good, softball, you got track and field. They're sick, tired, and frustrated. The football team being arguably now what would you say, the second worst program in the SEC? I mean, when you look where it is right now, I'm and only Kentucky I think trails you. Who would you rather be right now if you're a college football fan, Vanderbilt or Arkansas? And it pains me to say that, but it's just true. So I think that you're onto something. I don't know what that looks like in terms of what they need to do to revamp it. I don't know if that's in Hunter's plan that he alluded to with Chancellor Robinson in the press conference last week. But you're 100% correct. There has to be something from the top down that changes how you go about conducting football practices, recruiting, and every other little detail you alluded to.
Yeah, I think it all needs to be put under the microscope. And maybe you can do that, but generally 60-some-odd-year-old men aren't willing to change what they do very much. So maybe that's why you have to look at another completely fresh slate, new start, a reboot here. But a reboot that, won't require a total, changeover, the next time you have to make a head coach. In other words, you put some of the mechanisms in place where you can compete in this era of college football. I think everybody has kind of wished and hoped away all this stuff that's happening with the portal and that. Well, someone's going to put a rule in and fix it all. Well, while you're waiting on that, everyone else is making hay right now, like Vanderbilt, like Ole Miss, in the world that we're living in now. And this wait-and-see approach has been incredibly detrimental over the last couple of years for the Razorback football program while they've waited for someone to put rules in. And, everybody else has been doing whatever they want, more or less, for the last couple of years. And it's been very detrimental.
I think in some cases it is better to follow suit and be second and not lead on certain things. But in the case of NIL, we've seen, as you said, how tough it was. And I think what hurts the most is your best season came the first year of NIL, right? 9-4, July of 21 was when it happened, and you didn't capitalize on that. I mean, you had everything in place from a football standpoint. It's like you had your best season since 2011 in a decade, right? And how they weren't able, obviously Hunter's going to get the majority of the blame, but the rest of the staff too. Like, how do you not take advantage of your best season in a decade? And then it's just been, unfortunately, downhill/mediocre, 7-6, 4-8, 7-6, and now we're sitting here 2-3 and probably headed for another losing season, unfortunately, Ruskin.
Well, it's just, and you talk about that season. That's a great point too. But what about last year? They beat Tennessee and parlayed it into nothing.
Yeah,
they turned it into nothing. The rest of the year was just another pedestrian season with another Liberty Bowl. You get a win like that on your field, you got to turn that into a New Year's Day Bowl or some big season, and they could not capitalize on that at all.
And Derek, think about the home games left that season. Ole Miss, LSU. You played Texas good. I'll give you played Texas tough. That offense had nowhere to go that day. Arkansas's defense came to play. And then this season, getting thrashed by Notre Dame. It's just for whatever reason, it is the strangest, I would say, characteristic of the Sam Pittman tenure, that they played better on the road against tough opponents, and they played worse at home against mid or just okay opponents. It didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. No, it's really bizarre. Pittman's home record was terrible. In terms of and when you go back to Petrino 1.0, one of his emphasis was winning your home games, and he had a really good home record in Petrino 1.0. So yeah, it's a really bizarre situation here, and they've got a lot of decisions that people far more powerful and influential than us have to make here in regards to the future of the football program. But all of that's down the road. Today, it's all about Arkansas and Tennessee, and you alluded to some of the other games. We'll look around and look at some other games around college football. When we come back here, Arkansas Game Day presented by the Stadium Shop and by the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. It is Hogtoberfest at the Stadium Shop in Fayetteville. Your Razorback Game Day headquarters all October long. Buy one, get one 50% off regular price clothing items, including hats of equal or lesser value. Plus, check the 75% off sale racks while you're in the store with Robert and his family. And don't forget, you can sign up for the Ultimate Game Day giveaway, not only at every home game, but anytime during the week at the Stadium Shop. One lucky fan wins $1,000 in gift cards, including $200 to the Stadium Shop. And that'll be announced here on November 29th before the Arkansas-Missouri game. Doesn't get more Razorback than the Stadium Shop, 989 South Razorback Road, or go to shoponrazorback.com. More coming up here on ESPN Arkansas.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day, sponsored by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville and by the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery.
Give me the home, Chuck! To sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama, you need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and, of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird Real Estate Group has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at LimbirdTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
Buffington Homes of Arkansas has been building luxury homes in Northwest Arkansas for over 50 years. Homes that blend elegance, comfort, and design you'll love. Choose your community, pick your home site, personalize your floor plan. Let the in-house design studio help shape every detail. Right now, move-in ready homes are available in Bentonville, Rogers, Elm Springs, and Springdale. Schedule a tour today with a new home specialist. Visit BuffingtonHomesAR.com. Buffington Homes, build a life you'll love.
Redefining residential and commercial plumbing all across Northwest Arkansas, Kenty Jones Plumbing is more than a quick fix. Voted best of the best, they're the gold winner you can count on. From drain cleaning to new construction, they do it all. Plus zero-down water heaters and $41 inspection that you can trust. Need a water heater? Mention this ad and get $100 off. Fast, affordable, local, and available 24/7 for life's unexpected plumbing problems. Schedule now at KentyJonesPlumbing.com. Kenty Jones Plumbing, a partner you can trust.
The perfect hot tub is waiting for you at the Burton Pools and Spas warehouse clearance. Whether you're seeking relaxation or quality time with the family, we've got you covered with Hot Springs Hot Tubs, the world's best-selling brand. Over 100 tubs in stock, ready for delivery and on sale. Hot tubs starting at $39.99 and payments as low as $53 a month. Visit the Burton Hot Tub warehouse clearance today. Burton Pools and Spas, water for a better life.
They say you never get a second chance to make a first impression. And they're right.
This is Thomas Cole at Walker Brothers Menswear in Fayetteville and Rogers. We know showing up matters. Whether it's game day, a big meeting, or a night out, how you present yourself says everything. That's why we handpick exceptional clothing with service you can trust to help you look and feel your absolute best.
Walker Brothers, your life, your style, your store.
At Mach 1, being in the financial services sector, to me, integrity is, could be considered one of the most valuable, integral parts of who we are, because in this business, trust is everything.
Find an advisor who's invested in you at Mach1FG.com. Mach 1 Financial Group, LLC is a registered investment advisor located in Rogers, Arkansas. A copy of Mach 1's current written disclosure brochure is available through the SEC website and at disclosures.mach1fg.com.
It's time to cheer on those Hogs. Game day isn't just on the field, it's at JJ's Grill. Catch the Hogs in every college football matchup, every Saturday at every JJ's location. With wall-to-wall TVs, ice-cold drinks, and that roar of the crowd energy, watching at JJ's feels just like being there. So grab your crew, wear your colors, and make JJ's your home for college football Saturdays. JJ's Grill, where the game lives.
Contractors, you've got jobs to win and customers to impress. That's why you choose Luxair HVAC systems, built for performance, efficiency, and reliability. And at J&B Supply, we've had your back since 1968. We're a local family-owned distributor that treats our customers like family too, with the products, expertise, and service you need to get the job done right. For over 50 years, HVAC and plumbing pros have trusted J&B Supply in Fort Smith, Springdale, and Bentonville. J&B Supply, where the professionals go.
Welcome back to Arkansas Game Day.
Washington, lots of room inside the 40 to the 30 to the 20. There he goes. Mike Washington, touchdown, Arkansas.
Start every Saturday with Arkansas Game Day, 5 hours before kickoff.
Special place. I mean, that's why I'm so fortunate that I was able to come back here.
Brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville. Arkansas Game Day is also presented by the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery.
Trino, though, if he can work his magic.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
This is ESPN Arkansas, the Get That Line Now app, which is brought to you by Taco Bell. We are presented here on Game Day by the Stadium Shop and by the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. Derek Ruskin in our studio, Ty Richardson in Knoxville, in Neyland Stadium, where it'll all go down later on today. All right, so around the sport, a big one coming up here at, as we say in the industry, the top of the hour on ABC. The Missouri Tigers. I know that they're probably disappointed that this is not a night game, but, we are where we are. Missouri hosting Alabama coming up in Como at 11 a.m. Ty, the Crimson Tide, a slight favorite in this ballgame on the Bet Saracen app right now.
Yeah, I was listening to Drink earlier talking about that he's wearing the same sweatshirt that their their 5-0 win. He's very good with media, not so good against going up against Alabama, so we'll see if they can get on. This is a great game today. The biggest one in the SEC, I think. I know you got the Deep South's oldest rivalry. You, of course, got the game that we're at this morning. But that to me is such a massive game, being that Alabama's got what I think is the best one in college football going to Athens. They have also beaten Vanderbilt, and Missouri's trying to keep that undefeated record going unscathed.
Missouri right now getting 3.5 at home on the Bet Saracen app as I look at things right now on the board as we get ready for this game coming up at the top of the hour. Another game coming up at 11 a.m. Illinois, old Bert, at it again, hosting Ohio State in Champaign-Urbana. Illinois getting 15 right now, Ty, on the Bet Saracen app.
So I got a buddy that I'm here with. They used to work for the program, so we're definitely gonna keep an eye on that one today. I think the Illini, if you watched them outside of the Indiana game where they just got pummeled, oh man, that was gross. They've been fun to watch, and it's pretty crazy the success Brett Bielema is having in Champaign, Illinois, of all places. Buckeyes offensively haven't looked that great so far this season, but that defense is just something else. I'd still take the Buckeyes, but that might be a low-scoring one in Champaign, Derek.
Illinois under Bielema as an underdog, 19-10 against the number as they get ready to, and a couple of touchdowns here on that one.
What's the risk and parlay looking at like today? We had one a couple weeks ago. What we got on the books today, Derek?
So obviously I took all of Sterling's games and did a teamer just for S's and G's, but. You also, because you don't want to be out, but by 1:30 you could be cooked. So I also put a little on each one of the games, so I could at least get hopefully 6-7 wins today on the ledger, and we'll just see what happens. It's a parlay's like a lottery ticket. They pull you in. Well, you could win this much money. Yeah, but you're probably not going to. So don't put big stakes on that. But so I did. Put a couple down, whatever, no big deal. And a couple is $2, folks. No, we're not talking a massive 200 like some people around here. But
gotta remember, Derek's been in radio for a long time, so he's making the big bucks.
Oh, sure, that's right. Yes,
he has the disposable income that he can use for some of these bets.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, let's see if there's anything else interesting in this early window. If you like Rhett Lashley, some of you do. They're on the CW taking on Stanford down in Dallas at 11 a.m. So that's another
CW.
It's right. CW football's where it's at, man. The Mustangs are 19.5-point favorites right now over the Stanford Cardinal, who found their sugar daddy this week with one of their former players, given $50 million or something like that to the football program.
Yeah, and is that player's donation ever going to can we ever pay? I know it's a private school, so they don't. There's no Freedom of Information Act that you can utilize in that situation. You think we ever find out who it is?
I thought I saw a name floating around out there, but some guy from like the 60s or 70s or something. Not it
Jim
wasn't.
Plunkett?
It wasn't. It wasn't a name that jumped off the screen to me as being not John Elway or anything like that. But anyway, that game's coming up there. If you're kind of watching college football with an eye on some of these coaches, that's a name that's been thrown around a lot. In the first few weeks of the Arkansas coaching search. UCF is at Cincinnati on FS1, a little Big 12 action there for you coming up at the top of the hour. Michigan State hosting UCLA. UCLA off their big win last week, upsetting Penn State, which there is a case that you can make, Ty, that's the for Penn State, that's the worst loss in college football history. You can make that case.
The UCLA loss?
Appalachian State was good when they beat Michigan. The Citadel, like we mentioned, was good when they beat Arkansas. UCLA has nothing going on. They're winless, and they beat a top 10 team in the. The only thing that could have made it worse is if it was a Happy Valley tie. That's the only thing, but it was pretty bad if you're Penn State, and maybe they're on the outs with James Franklin. You never know. It's a crazy sport.
Derek, does that give you any hope if you're an Arkansas fan, seeing that an interim coach and the fire that was lit for that football team, albeit they were at home? Arkansas's on the road with 100,000 plus fans yelling at them. Does that give you any hope, or are they're not connected whatsoever?
Yeah, I mean, that's if you're a fan, you got to look at that and see, well, it's possible. If you're in the building, you got to use that and be like, see, things things can happen. I did see this on the ESPN notes. Teams since 2022, Ty, teams that have made an in-season coaching change in the first game after that coaching change are 19-11-1 against the spread. So
I bet Arkansas plus. I got Arkansas plus 13 in this game. I don't think they'll win, but I think it's like 45-35. So I could see them covering.
Yeah, I think that is I think that's the play I would make too on this game. Would be to be on the Razorbacks and get all those points, especially because we've seen plenty of teams in the last few years cover after a midseason coaching change. All right, so there's kind of a brief look around the nation and all of the other college football that's going on today, starting up in about 18-20 minutes or so on a TV or phone near you somewhere. Okay, we'll be right back here with more of our Arkansas Game Day show presented by the Stadium Shop and by the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, celebrating more than 15 years of scholarships. Learn more at myarkansaslottery.com. Hang with us. We'll be right back on ESPN Arkansas.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day, sponsored by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, and by the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery.
Give me the home! Volunteer and store the savings at Lewis Automotive Group. It's the fall kickoff event, your chance to upgrade with falling prices and unforgettable deals. From special financing to a huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, we make the process fast, easy, and stress-free. Plus the Lewis Guarantee, where you get double the factory warranty. Visit Lewis Automotive Group in Fayetteville, Farmington, or Springdale today and drive into fall with a deal you won't forget.
Less than 2 seconds left on the clock and no timeouts, Peter. I don't know what they're going to do. Down 3 and way out of field goal range. Truly an unlucky state to be in.
This state has plenty of luck. Last year, 8 Arkansans each won $1 million off a lottery ticket.
State as in a state of being, not... Whoa, touchdown Razorbacks. Did you...
This is winning, folks. Every lottery ticket you buy in Arkansas helps fund college scholarships. You could be the next big winner. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
How could I possibly be expected to handle work on a day like this? Take a day off and check out the new and pre-owned rides at Rath Mitsubishi. Right now, qualified buyers can take advantage of rates as low as 0% for 60 months on the entire Mitsubishi lineup. So choice. I highly recommend picking one up. Life moves pretty fast, so stop and look around at Rath Mitsubishi. Don Tyson and 71B Springdale, rathmitsubishi.com. You're still here? The ad's over.
Craving something mouth-watering? Get ready for a taste sensation at KDK's Chicken and Waffles, coming soon to 1772 North College Avenue in Fayetteville. But why wait? Visit the food trailer on Dixon Street today before or after the game. Join owner and former Razorback wide receiver Keith Kidd for his famous fried chicken, loaded waffle fries, and irresistible mac and cheese bowls. And the made-from-scratch peach cobbler. KDK's Chicken and Waffles, where flavor meets tradition. Stop by the trailer today on Dixon Street and taste the magic today. Are you frustrated with a lawn that just won't thrive? At Lawn Pride of Northwest Arkansas, we understand how discouraging that can be. That's why we offer professional lawn aeration, a proven way to help your grass grow stronger from the roots up. Aeration loosens compacted soil, boosts oxygen, water, and nutrient flow, giving you a healthy lawn you can be proud of. Whether you're dealing with patchy spots or just want to stay ahead, Lawn Pride's experience makes it easy to become the envy of your neighborhood. Don't wait until your yard is struggling. Call 479-241-2180 today.
We all plan to be on time, but fender bend, damaged windshield, and slick road quickly disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design personal protection plans that work for you and help keep you on track. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call Terry Earwood in Rogers and Derek Wardlow in Rogers.
Just like maintenance on your car, your HVAC system requires professional upkeep to do its job correctly. When it comes to comfort, trust the team that treats you like family. Varsity Zone HVAC is your local expert heating and cooling team, serving Northwest Arkansas with professional installation, maintenance, and repair for homes and businesses. They are proud to be family-owned and customer-focused. Call 479-437-6096 or visit varsityzone.com to schedule your appointment today. So I know I said I'd fix the faucet today, but I scored tickets to see the game.
Then go. I already called Paramount Plumbing.
Wait, really?
Yep, they'll handle it. Last time you tried, we ended up with a mop and a wet ceiling.
Okay. So I'm free to go?
Totally. Just don't let me catch you shirtless on the Jumbotron again.
When game day calls, let us tackle the leaks. Paramount Plumbing, professional, friendly, and football fan approved. Call 479-790-8427.
Since 1956, Swift's Jewelry has been Fayetteville's trusted name for timeless beauty and expert craftsmanship. Whether it's restoring a cherished heirloom, repairing your favorite piece, or creating a custom design as unique as your story, our master jewelers bring brilliance back to life. Visit Swift's Jewelry next to Hugo's in beautiful downtown Fayetteville, where every piece is treated like a masterpiece. Swift's Jewelry, your personal jeweler since 1956.
The Powerball jackpot from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is now more than $1 billion. So, what would you do if you won?
Buy a baseball team.
Ooh, I would definitely buy my mom a Tesla so that she can drive cool, look cool.
If I won a jackpot, I'll start a cooking school for the youth in the city.
Got your ticket? If not, visit your local lottery retailer for your chance to win the Powerball jackpot of more than $1 billion. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Welcome back to Arkansas Game Day.
Washington lots of room inside the 40 to the 30 to the 20. There he goes. Mike Washington, touchdown, Arkansas.
Start every Saturday with Arkansas Game Day, 5 hours before kickoff.
Special place. I mean, that's why I'm so fortunate that I was able to come back here.
Brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville. Arkansas Game Day is also presented by the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery.
Frito, though, if he can work his magic.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
It is Arkansas Game Day here on Arkansas. We are getting you ready for Arkansas and Tennessee coming up later on today. SEC Network has TV, regular old SEC Network. And, of course, here on the radio, we'll be sending it to Learfield's coverage at noon here on our radio stations and on the Hit That Line Now app and all of those places here. Got some comments I want to read here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline here. Paul in Fayetteville, I just don't see a path for this current team to salvage this season. Still adamant that Petrino is the wrong path for any hope of future success as a program. Dave from Tuckerman, Arkansas's roster is nothing but 3 stars and a bunch of group of 5 rejects. All right. And then we're getting some comments on the stream that are here is DB Bobby rides Kevin, I should say. Bobby rides again tour today. Let's see here. Here's one from Matt. Bobby getting carried off the field on shoulders today. The shock on Rocky Top. So
the shock on Rocky Top.
Try to give you kind of both sides of this, right? We report, you decide, that sort of thing. On there are people that are adamant this is not the way forward. There are people that are excited that their hero is back in charge for the first time in a game since the Cotton Bowl at the end of the 2011 season.
Yeah, and I was talking about this yesterday, Derek. Again, under the assumption they lose today, this game doesn't affect how I think what should happen or what will happen, because you could make a case it's the toughest game remaining on their schedule, and then the next 6 we'll kind of see what plays out. You're going to see these ebbs and flows, I think, throughout the rest of the season of people that want him, people that change their mind either for Petrino, against Petrino. Personally, I just don't see more pros than cons when it comes to if you have a chance to do a fresh start and really go all in on a coach and go all in on a revamp within the football program itself. You don't do it with, as you stated, a 60-plus-year-old. You go younger, you go 40s. But there's just a lot of qualifications you want met, and I don't know if that's out there or if the coach that is out there, if he even wants to come to Fayetteville.
And we don't know if, the administration right now in charge will still be in charge before this is all said and done. There's some uncertainty there. It certainly feels like that's calmed down a little bit here, but I mean, you hear every now and then you hear people talking, and they're like, no, it's not a done deal that the athletic director is safe as well with all this stuff. So it's another piece of the drama involving Razorback football here, and that's another part of it. Is who's going to be introducing this coach at the press conference, whoever the coach may be.
I was looking it up. So when you had Bielema to Morris, it was less than a month. When you had Morris to Pittman, it was a little over a month. This one's obviously John L. Smith went from April to, I guess, through November, and then they hired Bielema, I think, in December. So a little longer period, a longer waiting game. And I think fans are just restless, Derek. I personally am a little restless. I'm ready for an announcement to be made. I'm ready for things to start getting locked into place and set up and ready to go. And the fear of the unknown is definitely something Razorback fans are experiencing right now. And I guess, as you correctly pointed out earlier, there's still games that have to be played. Arkansas can't just sit idly by and get creamed these next 7 games. There has to be a focus and intent on that, too.
Right. It is, there's still 7 games to go here, and you have to see, how this whole thing plays out and, what the path is moving forward here. But it's very polarizing, maybe too polarizing at a time when you kind of need everybody pulling in the same direction, fans, boosters, everybody. Is this maybe too controversial? Or if you made it official, would everybody just get in line and go along with it like they do with every other coaching search or coaching hire, no matter how good or bad it is at the time?
Yeah, that happens. And unfortunately, when you do have fans wanting and advocating for change, there are others that will go against them and say, you're not a believer. It's like, no, we know what's going to happen, so you might as well end this while you can rather than drag it out. So you're never going to have a fully locked in department with the fans because there's always going to be different opinions. But you would like to at least have someone in charge that 90+% of the fans can get behind, because again, you always have the detractors and the ones that want to go against the grain. But I just don't know if that candidate's out there, to be honest, or if that candidate wants to come to Arkansas.
All right, well, that's going to be our first hour down here on Arkansas Game Day, brought to you by the Stadium Shop and by the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. Much more coming up. Derek Ruskin in our studio, Ty Richardson live at Neyland Stadium in Knoxville. More on the way here on ESPN Arkansas. Stay with us.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day, sponsored by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, and by the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery.
Give me the Hogs!
If you or a loved one experienced emotional distress due to slow internet 25 years ago, Taco Bell believes you're entitled to a delicious escape. The Cool Ranch Doritos Locos Tacos, 7-layer burrito, caramel apple empanada, and more. All $3 or less. Claim 5 returning faves and relive what you love from the 2000s. If you already suffered dial-up, don't wait any longer. Experience Taco Bell's Decades Y2K menu now. At participating stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Price of participation vary. Tax extra.
Less than 2 seconds left on the clock and no timeouts, Peter. I don't know what they're going to do. Down 3 and way out of field goal range. Truly an unlucky state to be in.
This state has plenty of luck. Last year, 8 Arkansans each won $1 million off a lottery ticket.
State as in a state of being, not... Whoa, touchdown Razorbacks. Did you...
This is winning, folks. Every lottery ticket you buy in Arkansas helps fund college scholarships. You could be the next big winner. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
For over 50 years, WT Equipment has been your trusted family-owned dealer for tractors, hay tools, and light construction equipment. Right now, WT Equipment's got unbeatable October deals. Get 0% for 84 months on Workmaster 35 and 40 tractors, or drive home a Workmaster 25 with payments as low as $169.99 a month. WACC. Visit WT Equipment today and talk to their sales team for all the details. WT Equipment. Equip your future. Elevate your potential.
Porsche Little Rock is Arkansas's only Porsche Center and your destination for performance, luxury, and world-class service. Experience our popular line of SUVs with the Porsche Macan and Cayenne, both in stock and ready to deliver. Need service? We'll pick up and deliver your Porsche anywhere in the state and provide a loaner vehicle when available. Visit us today at 516 Colonel Glenn Plaza Loop or browse our inventory online at PorscheLittleRock.com.
Football season is here, and just like the Hogs, your home comfort system needs to bring its A game. Armor Heating and Air is here to keep you comfortable all season long. From summer heat waves to chilly fall nights, their all-star team is ready to tackle any HVAC challenge. Whether it's a quick tune-up, emergency repair, or a brand new system. Call 479-372-4134 or visit ArmorHeatingandAir.com today. Armor Heating and Air. Stay cool, stay warm, and go Hogs.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
House, shop every team in town.
Whether you're a student, alumni, or outrageous Razorback fan, there's no better place to shop Arkansas gear than Rally House. If you're heading to the game this year, make sure you stop by Rally House Arena Village right off campus. This is the Hogs fan playground for gear, gifts, and so much more. Rally House is a must-stop shop when you're in Fayetteville this season. Hey, Hog Country, you ready to mow like a pro? Come see the sales team at Yes Sales LLC, your local Spartan mowers dealer in Rogers, Arkansas. Experience the Spartan Advantage, unmatched performance, rugged design, and comfort that gets the job done right. Service and sales with financing specials that make owning a Spartan easier than ever. Swing by 2318 South 8th Street in Rogers or give them a call at 479-877-6700. Yes Sales LLC, Power Precision Spartan.
Oh my gosh, Becky, look at that sign. It looks like one of those that Sign Studio made.
Well, that's because it probably is. Hi, I'm Matt Reese, COO of Sign Studio. Don't let the name fool you. We're not just signs. From interior and exterior signage to business cards, banners, and promotional items, Sign Studio can help take your business to the next level. We're passionate about helping you grow your brand. Our in-house design and production team allows for quick turnaround, and we have multiple locations to serve all of your Northwest Arkansas signage needs. Follow us online or call 479-250-4844.
On the road to the game or anywhere life takes you, accidents don't take a timeout. From fender benders to hail damage, you need a repair team you can trust. Courtney Hollingsworth Auto Body has been family owned for over 40 years and proudly holds an iCar Gold Class certification, ranking them in the top 15% of collision repair shops nationwide. From dents and dings to hail damage repair, their expert technicians will have your car looking like new. Schedule your estimate today. Go to CourtneyHollingsworth.com.
And we're floating in a sea of red. Arkansas wins!
115 billion reasons. I love the Razorbacks.
Touchdown, Razorback! I got that one. It's Arkansas Game Day on ESPN Arkansas, brought to you by
the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, celebrating more than 15 years of scholarships. Learn more at myarkansasLottery.com.
Arkansas Game Day is also presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, largest inventory of Razorback merchandise in the business and locally owned by a family of Arkansas alums. It doesn't get more Razorback than the Stadium Shop.
With the rock, you will run, put the ball right down the field with a chair on rock. Never feel rock. Arkansas will never yield.
Start every Saturday with Arkansas Game Day, 5 hours before kickoff.
When they run through that A here 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't need Viagra, but that's my Viagra when they run through.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
Back at it here on Arkansas Game Day. Derek Ruska, Ty Richardson. Ty is live in Knoxville, up on a rocky top. We are presented, of course, by the Stadium Shop and by the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. You can text us on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline at 877-377-6963. I have no idea how this is going to play today. Does Arkansas come out inspired and emotional and passionate, and how long is that sustainable? Or do they come out and sleepwalk through the thing again? How do they respond to Petrino being in charge and a lot different leadership style than what they've been accustomed to under Sam Pittman? How do the defensive guys respond? Although there was a great point made on the when Travis Williams got fired and some of them were sulking. Well, you weren't exactly playing inspired football for the guy to begin with. And that's why he is no longer employed at Arkansas. So there's so many different fascinating pieces of this rest of the season and this game today starting off in Knoxville.
If you cared that much, you wouldn't play with that lackadaisical effort you had against Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Because everyone knew, and everyone has known, whether you're a player, whether you're in the athletics department, whether you're a fan, that Sam Pittman's job was on the line. And maybe they didn't know that T. Will and Marcus Woodson and Deke Adams were, but you had to have known that like this was going to be a situation where you play as poorly as you did, something could happen, and it did. So I think we obviously have poked holes in a lot of things that the coaching staff has done wrong thus far this season, but we got to hold the players accountable too. As I mean, they're getting paid now. You don't necessarily go to the full level of professional like NFL because those guys are older and whatnot, but there's still got to be a raised level of accountability with the guys on this roster.
Yeah, it's such a lack of awareness to just be like, well, wait a minute, like, you know, there's trouble. You're firing the defensive coaches. Like, it was on the table. We were having conversations here and not just here because the players don't listen to this stuff, but all over social media. Is it going to be Pittman? Is Travis Williams going to be fired? What is Hunter getting fired? Like, it was everywhere. So how you can not be aware, how you could be stunned at what happened there is quite perplexing to me. Because it was front and center. Every piece of conversation about the football team going into making that move was, okay, bad game against Notre Dame, what happens? Bye week. Is it Sam? Is it Travis? Is it who someone's got to go if they perform like they did against the Notre Dame game, and it ended up being Sam and most of the defensive staff. So it couldn't have come as a surprise if you have any kind of awareness. It just couldn't have.
No. Was it a shocker to anyone that, as you pointed out, watched the game? And it's just a matter. It's just the method of the way it happened. I think was a little more surprising to people. And now, and I think what's also so. It's one thing to be able to have this coaching style in the midst of winning, in the midst of success. But the team is already 2-3, and we'll see if they bounce back tonight. But can you coach like? And direct and lead like Petrino is probably going to do in the midst of what could be an over year. We've talked about how this thing oftentimes literally almost every time under Petrino, the fourth or fifth year, it just goes awry, goes poorly. Well, that's basically what this year is, and you're wondering if he's able to salvage anything in these remaining games down the stretch.
You know, it's with this season. And it's also with this era. Like, we've never seen Bobby Petrino. We've never seen that type of leadership in this era. So will it work? Will it not work? You've got players making more. Some players making more money than some guys on the staff. So that's a different element that wasn't around in 2009 and in 2010 and in 2011 when it was a coach-run completely sport and the players had very little say-so in the whole deal. So, yeah, it's going to be different. It's going to be – we're going to see how they respond to this. How can you lead this way in 2025? And, one thing that I keep going back to, Petrino screams no matter what, and the people that love him for it, no matter what. They could be up 20 or down 20. There's no change there. But I keep going back to what I observed all those years with Nick Saban, Ty, is that Nick would only yell when they were up big. That's when he'd start tearing into players and stuff, little things. When they were losing, you would rarely see him screaming at players or staff or whatever. It was just calm. It was, we're going to be okay. Those are the kind of vibes that he was at least trying to portray to his football team, was poise, steady, calm. We're okay. We'll be fine. It's all the times Saban was yelling, or go back to the pregame press conferences. He only yelled about, Goose Duty through a tin horn or whatever, like when they were going into the Georgia Southern game. Or into those games where
could not stop him. Could not stop him.
You know what I'm talking about, though? He would only go into that big bravado mode when he felt like his team needed a little bit of a boost against a lesser-known opponent. You know what I mean?
There's a viral clip of him just dog cussing the team on the sidelines. I think it was defensive players, and it was in Fayetteville, funny enough. And Arkansas, I think, lost that game by 4 or 5 touchdowns. Alabama just ran over them. And like you said, it's just it is. And during the midst of losing, and obviously they didn't trail often under Nick Saban. Like you say, he just kind of paced the sidelines. You'd occasionally hear him say something headset, but he trusted his coaches, he trusted in the players, and I just don't. You don't know if I wonder if that trust level from the player standpoint, if they'll trust Petrino. Because in order for this thing to be even slightly successful, there's got to be trust, and I don't know how much trust there is right now based on everything that's occurred in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's a good point too. What is that like? And just how are they receptive to the coaching? All of that stuff is. None of it's seen any of it during the week. Obviously, everything's closed down, but we'll see. What's kind of been going on behind the scenes. They can't hide the games from us.
Yeah,
try as they want, they can't hide the games from us. So we're going to find out some stuff here at 3:15 today with Arkansas and with Tennessee. If you just look at the games and try and focus on between the lines. The first half, the offense have gotten off to pretty good starts. Remember the big play they hit, I think second play against Memphis. It's the second half where, maybe it's been adjustments, maybe it's been something else, that the offense has really struggled to consistently continue to keep the foot on the gas in the second half of taking out the Notre Dame game, the game or two before that, Ole Miss and Memphis.
So what is that a byproduct? What is the reason for that? Are opposing defensive coordinators scheming up Petrino the right way? Are they figuring him out? I know one of the things Coach Petrino said this week is they haven't been able to run the football as fluid in the second half as they have in the first, and that's something that I know they're really trying to emphasize. I know people were mad Braylon Russell didn't get as many carries in the second half against Memphis after success in the first. What do you think the issues are, Derek, why the offense has been so inept these last 3 second halves?
It's looked to me like there's just maybe predictable is a strong but you haven't been able to keep the other defense on skates in the second half. They've kind of had a good idea on what you're doing. So you've got to figure out a way, and maybe they've done this during the bye week, where you've got that mystery going into the second half as well. And maybe they throw in some trick plays that they could work on during the week. But you've got to have you got to keep them off balance. You got to keep them guessing. If they know in this situation you're going to run and you run, it's a really easy game at that point when you're a team like Tennessee. So that's the thing for me. I just haven't seen opposing defenses in the second half against Arkansas. I just haven't seen them be fooled all that often. They've had a pretty good handle on what Arkansas is going to do. So Arkansas's got to now come in, and maybe with the extra time, they'll be able to do this and come up with some new things to kind of keep defenses off balance in the second half of the games.
Well, it sounds like, according to him earlier this week, there's going to be some personnel things on offense that we haven't necessarily seen. He wanted to keep that close to the chest. Now, that could just be coach speak, but that is at least an idea that's been presented to us as, hey, maybe you see a new wrinkle. When you are, I would say that the talent level on the defense is greater than what is in the offense. Like, I think offense is more talented versus the SEC versus the defense, but they're still at a deficit. So you've got to scheme up the right way. You've got to be very creative on some of the ways, and you have a quarterback that can make plays. He's not a top 3 SEC quarterback, but I think he could be. He is probably maybe top 7, depending on the day. And hopefully, Talon. I mean, you look at the Ole Miss game, the only true SEC road game they've had. Derek, the second half really wasn't his fault. You had a missed field goal. You had the fumble, which I felt like he was going to lead them down for a touchdown. They scored. I think they had an early 3-and-out, but Talon really didn't play bad in the only SEC road game he's had this year. He actually played really stinking good, 400-plus yards, I think 3 or 4 total touchdowns. So I think there's hope that Taylor can have some type of similar performance against Tennessee, but you got to score 4 quarters against these guys because I think Joey Aguilar is going to have a career day a little later on here in Neyland.
And there's never a perfect performance. We understand that. But there are moments in the game with Talon where he just makes it really difficult on himself. Missing open guys, putting the ball in danger. There are just moments where if you take the simple thing and you get down to 2nd and 6, or you make it 3rd and 5, instead of trying to go for the bigger stuff or just scrambling and running. And he has done a better job, I think, of going through the reads this year, Ty, and not just, where's Omega Blake? He's close. All right, I'm running. He's done a better job at that. But there are still moments where he makes it really difficult on himself, maybe with an extra week to kind of recuperate here and reset a little bit. Maybe he gets a little bit better at that.
And to your point about Blake, so that interception in the Memphis game, he tried to force it to him. He's not to the degree looking for Omega as he was Andrew last year, but he still does that. He has spread the ball up, but there's still times where he has guys wide open and he just misses them because he's locking up Blake. So if he's got capable wide receivers. Now, they didn't look capable 2 weeks ago, but you just hope, as we stated in the first hour, got to get open. Got to give your quarterback, especially against a defensive line that can get to him. And Taylor's also just got to break a few tackles, get outside the pocket, and be the Taylor that we know he's capable of being.
Yep. It's going to need a big performance from him and everybody today if they're going to pull off this upset in Knoxville today. All right, this is Arkansas Game Day on ESPN Arkansas. We're presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback and by the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. We'll have more for you. We're here till noon today, right here on ESPN Arkansas. Stay where you are.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day, sponsored by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
And by the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery.
Give me the Hogs, Chuck!
And this is Matt.
This is Elizabeth, and we want to introduce the newest member to the Mann family, Raleigh.
Hello, 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 and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Raleigh, you're not really new to the family or the Stadium Shop.
Yeah, I've been around a few years, and I can say it's awesome to be a part of the only family, alumni, and locally owned Razorback store in Arkansas.
You mean the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
And thank goodness we are the largest because we've been receiving so much new stuff lately, like the new Nike jerseys and sideline apparel, as well as your favorite brands like Champion, Tommy Bahama, and Cutter and Buck, and just way too much stuff to mention here.
Hey, Raleigh, what state's famous for their small drinks?
Raleigh don't.
Matt, I gotta try. What state is famous for the smallest drinks?
Minnesota.
See, I told you.
Yeah, his dad jokes are so legendary.
Anyway, stop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road next time you're in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Or shop the Google Later Facegram interweb page.
Dad, it's called a website, and it's shoponrazorback.com. Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird Real Estate Group has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours, or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at limbirdteam.com. LIMBIRD.
Porsche Little Rock is Arkansas's only Porsche center and your destination for performance, luxury, and world-class service. Experience our popular line of SUVs with the Porsche Macan and Cayenne, both in stock and ready to deliver. Need service? We'll pick up and deliver your Porsche anywhere in the state and provide a loaner vehicle when available. Visit us today at 516 Colonel Glenn Plaza Loop or browse our inventory online at PorscheLittleRock.com.
Football season is here, and just like the Hogs, your home comfort system needs to bring its A game. Armor Heating and Air is here to keep you comfortable all season long. From summer heat waves to chilly fall nights, their all-star team is ready to tackle any HVAC challenge. Whether it's a quick tune-up, emergency repair, or a brand new system. Call 479-372-4134 or visit ArmorHeatingandAir.com today. Armor Heating and Air. Stay cool, stay warm, and go Hogs.
Redefining residential and commercial plumbing all across Northwest Arkansas, Kenty Jones Plumbing is more than a quick fix. Voted best of the best, they're the gold winner you can count on. From drain cleaning to new construction, they do it all. Plus zero down water heaters and $41 inspection that you can trust. Need a water heater? Mention this ad and get $100 off. Fast, affordable, local, and available 24/7 for life's unexpected plumbing problems. Schedule now at KentyJonesPlumbing.com. Kenty Jones Plumbing, a partner you can trust.
Hey, Hog Country, you ready to mow like a pro? Come see the sales team at Yes Sales LLC, your local Spartan mowers dealer in Rogers, Arkansas. Experience the Spartan Advantage, unmatched performance, rugged design, and comfort that gets the job done right. Service and sales with financing specials that make owning a Spartan easier than ever. Swing by 2318 South 8th Street in Rogers or give them a call at 479-877-6700. Yes Sales LLC, Power Precision Spartan.
I'm back to doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet store.
Do you want to walk, play pickleball, and enjoy other fun activities to stay healthy, but can't because you're in pain? Hi, this is Mike, and the Good Feet store wants to help you get out of pain.
I just had difficulty walking when I had the pain. I tried them on in the store, and I would say almost instant relief.
Are you buying new shoes and inserts with little or no relief?
I tried all kinds of shoes. It was the arch supports that made the difference from the Good Feet store.
Don't let foot, knee, or back pain get in the way of you staying healthy and having fun.
Thanks to the Good Feet store, I'm bowling 3 nights a week, pain-free.
At the Good Feet store, we'll personally fit you with high-quality arch supports to maximize your comfort. Get back to doing what you love. Stop in the Good Feet store or book your free fitting at goodfeet.com. In Fayetteville, we're across from Walmart on Mall Avenue, and in Rogers, we're across from Top Golf.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
The Mega Millions jackpot from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is now more than $500 million. So, what would you do if you won?
The first thing I'd do if I became a millionaire is, call my mom.
I would buy my mother a Maserati.
I definitely would buy a jet. Got your ticket? If not, visit your local lottery retailer for your chance to win the Mega Millions jackpot of more than $500 million. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Welcome back to Arkansas Game Day.
Washington, lots of room inside the 40 to the 30 to the 20. There he goes. Mike Washington, touchdown, Arkansas.
Start every Saturday with Arkansas Game Day, 5 hours before kickoff.
Special place. I mean, that's why I'm so fortunate that I was able to come back here.
Brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville. Arkansas Game Day is also presented by
the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery.
Trino, though, if he can work his magic.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
Arkansas Game Day here on ESPN Arkansas. We've got the Razorbacks and the Volunteers of Tennessee coming up later today. And, of course, our pregame coverage is presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback and by the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. You can text or call right now, the Lewis Automotive Group hotline 877-377-6963. Let's see here. Looking at some of the comments around here. Here's Dave. The coach I think should be hired is Eli Drinkwitz. Why not? Missouri out to an early 7-0 lead at home, by the way, against Alabama with the Tide driving right now, halfway through the first quarter.
Good game here on ABC. Yeah, I mean, Drink's a really good coach. He's entertaining. He's one of those guys you hate if he's not your coach, but you love him. It's kind of like Musselman. He's not as, I would say, as out there as Eric Musselman is.
Or like Cal. Yeah, you hate him if he's on the other sideline, but you absolutely love him if he's on yours.
Yeah. Listen, Missouri, that's one of those programs that is just having a ton of success, and obviously they keep kicking your butt every time they play, it seems like. So it's a big game for Drinking Company today. We'll see if they can pull it out in Columbia.
Yeah, they are. They're underway there in Columbia. The Tide in the red zone right now on their first possession. Missouri took its first possession, went down and scored a touchdown, and so Alabama's got goal to go right now, first and goal. In that one there in Columbia, start of a big day of SEC football. We haven't talked a lot about Red River yet, Ty, but it looks like Mateer is going to try and play today for Oklahoma against Texas. down at the State Fair.
What a gutsy move by him. Here's a guy that was expected to come back more towards the end of October, it seems like, and he's like, no, I want to play in this game. I don't know how, with it being the thumb, how effective he's going to be, but if you're a teammate of his for Oklahoma and you're already really liking where the success is thus far, you're playing a team that's already got 2 losses, you love to thump them and give them their third, being how incredible that rivalry is. I think Oklahoma takes it. I think it's a close game, but I like the Sooners in this one.
Yeah, and then should Texas lose, I mean, they're going to really start to be howling, I think, about Steve Sarkisian and what's happening there. I mean, the Arch Manning hype train has almost completely derailed. The guy just looks totally out of sorts. I don't know anything technically about, playing quarterback or coaching quarterback, but I know what the ones that are good that I watch look like, and then there's him. He does not look like, what you see when you see good quarterback play right now.
My whole thing with him is you watch the competition he played in high school. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know there's that viral clip, but you see that. And I know he's got his grandpa and his 2 uncles, and that's a football family. And there's almost like a scaredness to criticizing a Manning, right?
Yep.
Like that plays a role in media. And he's just like, we hadn't seen anything yet. Why are we crowning this kid where we haven't seen him play good competition? And when he's played good competition, he hasn't looked good. So I think it's going to end up a failure. I don't expect him to get that much better, or the Texas Longhorns. They have that defense that's going to keep them in a lot of games and win them a lot of games. But this is not a college football playoff team. And like you said, there's going to be a lot of questions about Sark. It's like, how did you miss on this? Like, how did you not develop him? I think it's going to be the bigger statement associated with Steve Sarkisian.
That's the thing. In moments, he looked fine last year, but he's gotten worse. Mm-hmm. And you don't, when you've got everything the same, you expect that development, that growth year over year. Kind of like we were talking about earlier with Talon Green. We still see Talon focusing on one receiver, but it's not as obvious now as it was a year ago with Andrew Armstrong. That kind of, I don't think it's unreasonable to expect improvement when everything's the same and you're bringing a quarterback back to be the starter like they have done with Arch Manning here. So really odd situation. Texas could be 3-3 when the game ends today down in Dallas. That's not what many people thought they would be talking about.
3.
And it's a preseason number 1 team also, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, man, oh man. And what about the job? And there's an article here earlier that we were referencing.
Oh my gosh.
But what about the job that's been done? Now, I didn't think Venables could pull this off. I thought this was I thought what's happening to Sark would be happening with OU and with Brent Venables.
I agree.
But they have figured out a way, structurally, organizationally, to navigate this new era of college football. And they've also put a just nasty defense together, which is what his calling card was at Clemson. And they've done it again there at Oklahoma.
That is an unbelievable defensive line. I think 10 or 11 sacks against Jackson Arnold and Auburn. When you can get pressure like they can, you're always going to be in football games. And he's just basically said, Mateer and OC, y'all handle that side, and I got the defense. And Tommy asked this question, Derek, when you're looking at who the next head coach is going to be, do you go after a defensive guy? Do you go after – I know there's a lot of check boxes that you're looking for if you're Hunter Yurachek, but do you go after a defensive-minded coach and have him just hire an offensive coordinator? Because, like you said, it's working for Oklahoma. Now, there's a lot of season left, but if Mateer stays healthy and that defense is at the same level they're playing, that's a college football playoff team and maybe the 2025 national champion.
Yeah, I think it's a great point. I think a defensive guy, I certainly don't want a head coach, calling, coordinating, calling plays either defensively or offensively. I just don't think the job, you can do that anymore. But if you want to lean more and spend more time on the defensive practice field than the offensive practice field, I don't think I'd have a problem with that. These offenses, it seems like you could, you can shake a tree and find a bunch of offensive gurus anywhere that can put together a system and make it work and put the ball, keep it going. So it's it's a very specialized skill. Don't get me wrong. Play calling and putting the plan together. It's a specialized skill, but it's also, I think, easier to find offensive-minded guys than really, innovative and aggressive but smart defensive-minded guys to lead on the other side of the ball. So I could get with that, with a defensive-minded guy. I don't want to watch 9-7 football, but I don't. But I think that if you want to lean that way, that's fine. And speaking of 9-7, in this era of offense, Ty, we all know about it. There's points everywhere. OU's defense is giving up 7 points a game.
That's it?
7.
Wow.
It's not supposed to be that way in today's college football in 2025, but they are doing it, and it has been strange to watch. With these two defenses today, though, this game, obviously gets a lot of hype. Don't be surprised if this is a lower scoring game. Texas has the number 5 scoring defense in America. OU has number 2. So, I don't think we're headed towards 34-31 here necessarily, Ty, in that game.
That'd be funny considering how I feel like often when I think about, you had Ellinger and Murray and Baker, and you've had some really good quarterbacks in that rivalry go at each other in some epic duels. And now it could just be like 17-13 or something like that today in Dallas. As long as it's a close game. Tommy talks about it. That's the game that he wants to attend. You got the State Fair. Those tickets, dude, are so pricey. Half the stadium's red, half the stadium's burnt orange. It really is an awesome college football experience that I also want to take in someday.
Yeah. I think, at first blush, I'd say take the under. But, man, the total on this is really, really low. 44.5 is the total on this game right now on the Bet Saracen app. But I might still, take the under there with these two teams, with the way that these two defenses get after the quarterback. So, going to be always an interesting one when you have the State Fair game. Yes.
All right, are you taking the under of today's game, which last time I checked, I'm going to double-check on the Bet Saracen app again. I believe it's 68. Let me go back and look.
That's right.
Yep, 68. The over-under, which I believe is the highest SEC total of any game this weekend.
You're talking about Arkansas and
Tennessee. Yeah, to bring it back to where we're at in Knoxville.
Over-under,
Derek.
Let's see. I'm going over on ESPN. Tennessee is 5-0 in overs, and Arkansas's had 4 straight overs. So, I think if you go with the trend, I think the over is the way to go. Even though it is a very high total in this game, very low total in Dallas, and a very high total in the Arkansas and Tennessee game. All right, we're gonna
68.
68. Yeah, like that. That's like Big 12 stuff right there. Is what that is. But Arkansas's played defense like a Big 12 team the past few ball games. Not much there. A lot of escorting the ball carrier rather than tackling the ball carrier up and down the field for the Razorbacks on the defensive side of the ball. Okay, we're going to take a break here, and we've got another half hour to go on Arkansas Game Day. Don't forget about Hogtoberfest at the Stadium Shop, your game day headquarters, all October long. Buy one, get one, 50% off regular price clothing items, including hats of equal or lesser value. Plus, they have a 75% off sale rack while you're in the store you can check out as well. And don't forget about this. Sign up anytime, not just on Arkansas home games, but at any time. You can sign up for the Ultimate Game Day giveaway. One lucky fan is going to win $1,000 in gift cards, including $200 in gift cards to the Stadium Shop. The winner will be announced on November 29th here on ESPN Arkansas before the Arkansas-Missouri game. 989 South Razorback Road, or go to shoponrazorback.com. It does not get more Razorback than the Stadium Shop. Stay with us. More coming up here on Arkansas Game Day on ESPN Arkansas.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day, sponsored by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, and by
the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery.
Give me the Hogs!
Appleton Homes of Arkansas has been building luxury homes in Northwest Arkansas for over 50 years. Homes that blend elegance, comfort, and design you'll love. Choose your community, pick your home site, personalize your floor plan. Let the in-house design studio help shape every detail. Right now, move-in ready homes are available in Bentonville, Rogers, Elm Springs, and Springdale. Schedule a tour today with a new home specialist. Visit BuffingtonHomesAR.com. Buffington Homes, build a life you'll love.
How could I possibly be expected to handle work on a day like this? Take a day off and check out the new and pre-owned rides at Rath Mitsubishi. Right now, qualified buyers can take advantage of rates as low as 0% for 60 months on the entire Mitsubishi lineup. So choice. I highly recommend picking one up. Life moves pretty fast, so stop and look around at Rath Mitsubishi. Don Tyson and 71B Springdale, rathmitsubishi.com. You're still here? The ad's over.
Are you frustrated with a lawn that just won't thrive? At Lawn Pride of Northwest Arkansas, we understand how discouraging that can be. That's why we offer professional lawn aeration, a proven way to help your grass grow stronger from the roots up. Aeration loosens compacted soil, boosts oxygen, water, and nutrient flow, giving you a healthy lawn you can be proud of. Whether you're dealing with patchy spots or just want to stay ahead, Lawn Pride's experience makes it easy to become the envy of your neighborhood. Don't wait until your yard is struggling. Call 479-241-2180 today. Just like maintenance on your car, your HVAC system requires professional upkeep to do its job correctly. When it comes to comfort, trust the team that treats you like family. Varsity Zone HVAC is your local expert heating and cooling team, serving Northwest Arkansas with professional installation, maintenance, and repair for homes and businesses. They are proud to be family-owned and customer-focused. Call 479-437-6096 or visit varsityzone.com to schedule your appointment today.
The road to the game or anywhere life takes you, accidents don't take a timeout. From fender benders to hail damage, you need a repair team you can trust. Courtney Hollingsworth Auto Body has been family owned for over 40 years and proudly holds an iCar Gold Class certification, ranking them in the top 15% of collision repair shops nationwide. From dents and dings to hail damage repair, their expert technicians will have your car looking like new. Schedule your estimate today. Go to CourtneyHollingsworth.com.
Time to flip for your burgers. Come to any JJ's Grill location during any Fine Time NFL game on Monday and Thursday night, or Sundays at JJ's Bella Vista. Order a burger with fries or chips, and when you're done, we'll flip you for it. That's right, a manager will come flip a coin with you. You call it right, and your burger is free. Football, burgers, and the thrill of the flip, because the NFL is just better at JJ's.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, two-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan.
Call my friend J.T. Finley at 479-521-4220.
Looking for a school that puts you first? Welcome to Lincoln School District, where we are redefining education. With our 4-day school week, you get more time for what matters, plus we provide free breakfast, lunch, and snacks to all students. Dive into our award-winning career and technical education programs led by Arkansas CTE Teacher of the Year, Miss Lori Smith. At Lincoln Schools, we're not just preparing students for the future, we're preparing them for their future. Check out your future now at lincolncsd.com.
Welcome back to Arkansas Game Day.
Washington, lots of room inside the 40 to the 30 to the 20. There he goes. Mike Washington, touchdown, Arkansas.
Start every Saturday with Arkansas Game Day, 5 hours before kickoff.
Special place. I mean, that's why I'm so fortunate that I was able to come back here.
Brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville. Arkansas Game Day is also presented by
the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery.
Trino, though, if he can work his magic.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
Eight seven seven 377 and 63 gets you in here on the Arkansas Game Day presented by the Stadium Shop and by the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. A couple of updates: Alabama has tied it 7-7 in Columbia, Missouri. That has where that game is taking place, and that's where they stand there, 7-7 there. Ohio State out to a 10-0 lead late in the first quarter on Illinois in Champaign-Urbana, and the other ranked team in action right now, Florida State in the red zone at the 1-yard line, but Pitt has a 7-0 lead at Doak with just about 3.5 minutes to go in the first quarter in that ball game. So there's a update of what's going on. Next SEC game in line tie, Ole Miss in non-conference action hosting Wazoo down in Oxford, coming up in about 10, 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, that game, you think about them having the Cougars and I believe the Citadel might still be on their schedule, so Ole Miss still has some games that they're going to win, and their schedule heats up next week in Athens. That's another team like Missouri. You're wondering if Lane Kiffin can take them over the hump. Derek, to me, you got to win 10 games to be locked into the college football playoff for at least regular season for the SEC. There's going to be a conversation like there was last year on 9. But I would be surprised if we just saw 3 teams in the college football playoff from the SEC. I know that's what it was last year, Texas, Georgia, and then also Tennessee. I think it's going to be at least 4, or not at least, probably 4 this year.
Right. And maybe I was thinking about this earlier. There was a lot of talk, people thinking Texas would be one of those teams. Well, now maybe you swap them out, and if they keep it going all season long, Oklahoma becomes that team that would take their spot in the playoff. Doesn't seem likely they're both going to go, but still, I mean, there's still goodness a month and a half left in the season here. So who knows? Nobody knows.
I think that's what. And Derek, tell me if there's any legs to this. I think that's what certain Arkansas fans have been frustrated by is there's no number one alpha team in the SEC. It's very open. It's very for the taking, if you will. And Arkansas is down at a point. I know it's more difficult because you've added 2 powerhouses in Texas and Oklahoma. But you feel like, at least in my opinion, that there's no definitive team that's going to win the whole thing. And I think that gives you hope when you see teams like Ole Miss and Missouri. Not so much Oklahoma because I think they're more of a blue blood, but those teams have success and frankly have a chance to make the college football playoff. I think that should give you hope if you're an Arkansas fan.
I think it's a reason why they should have let go of Pittman after last season, because you could have been further along building your organization to compete in the SEC and try and get one of those spots in the college football playoff. 2 things have happened. Saban's not in the league anymore, and Alabama and Georgia can't, and LSU can't hoard all the talent. Guys can go anywhere. You know, whether it's portal, probably more portal than revenue sharing and NIL, but portal has made these rosters where, you know, there aren't 9 elite linebackers at Alabama. There's like 4 now. Or Georgia, or pick whatever team you're looking for. So it's made things a little bit more even. And how has Arkansas responded to this change in college football? They haven't. They haven't done anything. They're looking to the future to change with this upcoming coaching search. But that's what's happened in the SEC tie. Saban's gone, and you know the 2 behemoths can't hoard all the talent anymore because of NIL and portal.
Yeah, Lane Kiffin was talking about it with Mark Schlabach, I believe, last week. You're not going to see a dynasty like you saw with Saban, or even a smaller one with Kirby Smart because of what you just said. I also, on kind of that note, I had some friends and listeners tell me that you felt like you wasted a year, like this year. Because this year, I mean, they might have a win or 2. And you mentioned the timeline that obviously you could have expired. But if you were like, if people knew this thing was not going to end well.
Right.
There was no way. There was. You were hoping for some sort of peaceful transition to the next. But it didn't happen. And I mean, it didn't matter if it was just a common fan or you were in the athletics department. You just knew that was coming. And now you're in a situation where you're trying to compete for other head coaches against Florida, which job's going to come open, and maybe Auburn. And let's just be honest, both those jobs are better than what Arkansas offers, even with Alabama in the own state. And I know Florida State and Miami are tough opponents in there. But those jobs, even without the competition in the state that Arkansas has, are better opportunities than what's in Fayetteville.
Yeah, it was a missed opportunity. And when you look, I mean, the schedule, think about this. If you got the biggest home game is Notre Dame, if you've got a first-year coach with all that excitement of, you know, maybe maybe they beat Memphis. So you're coming in with one loss, or maybe undefeated. You don't know. Maybe they could have upset Ole Miss. But all of the excitement around the program, and sure, maybe you don't beat Notre Dame, but maybe you hang in there longer, and it's a closer game, and people leave still excited and passionate about football rather than, well, when's Cal play? You had all of that in front of you, and you just, again, you missed an opportunity as an athletic department and as a football program and as an organization because you hung on to the guy and you went the cheap route. We've got to save money. We don't know what the money's going to do. Got to save money. Got to be very conservative. Got to save money. And now you're in this spot now where you're trying to figure all this stuff out on the fly in the middle of the season.
Derek, I don't know how many times it's happened in SEC history where a single coach hasn't been fired. It obviously happened in 2024. But you would have had, again, kind of the and I forget what other jobs came open across college football this past season. But you would have had a much better pick of the litter type of setup and scenario. And now you're just not. So that'll be something that obviously factors into whoever becomes Arkansas's next head coach. And maybe that leans in more to the route of Bobby Petrino. If you miss on a few guys and Petrino's still sitting there saying, I want the job, you might have another Sam Pittman thing where no one either wants the job or no one's taking the job, and one guy wants it. You kind of might be doing the Sam Pittman 2.0 in the sense of, well, I know Lonnie wanted it, so it's two people that wanted it, but it might be another setup like that, Derek.
Yeah, and but just another missed opportunity. Ty, that north end zone has never been filled. Never been filled. Mm-hmm. And if the scenario I played out comes to pass, you're 3-1, you're 4-0, new coach, Notre Dame. I mean, maybe that stadium is like actually full for the first time a week ago. And again, maybe you don't win the game, but maybe you compete a little bit more. All a missed opportunity by the Arkansas Athletic Department to have all that in front of them. It was an exciting environment, but it was mostly exciting because, man, we don't usually see this many fans from the other team here. It wasn't exciting because of anything that Arkansas generated, and that's where the missed opportunity was for that environment and for this, for a large part of this season.
And I know, Derek, we got to run soon, but speaking of environments, this will be my first time here. I was in Oxford earlier this year. Had a chance to go to some of these other stadiums, like in Tuscaloosa and whatnot. It's just such a better fan experience at these places, and it helps when your team's good. I'm not going to say the Tennessee game wasn't fun to experience last year, but just how they go about in-game stuff from a fan standpoint, the light display, everything that is entangled within a college football game, Arkansas, unfortunately, is behind. Yep. And I don't understand why we haven't caught up with the times. And I listen, the on-the-field product is the most important thing. That should be followed by some of this stuff. But I guarantee you the Arkansas fans here will think this environment is better than what they usually take in Fayetteville.
Yep. That's been the case time and time again, I think, when you go see games at other places. All right, we're going to wrap up our time here in just a moment. Ty is in Knoxville. I'm Derek Ruskin in our studio. Arkansas Game Day presented by the Stadium Shop and the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. Back in a moment.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day, sponsored by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, and by
the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery.
Give me the home! Fall is here and store the savings at Lewis Automotive Group. It's the fall kickoff event, your chance to upgrade with falling prices and unforgettable deals. From special financing to a huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, we make the process fast, easy, and stress-free. Plus the Lewis Guarantee, where you get double the factory warranty. Visit Lewis Automotive Group in Fayetteville, Farmington, or Springdale today and drive into fall with a deal you won't forget.
Less than 2 seconds left on the clock and no timeouts, Peter. I don't know what they're going to do. Down 3 and way out of field goal range. Truly an unlucky state to be in.
This state has plenty of luck. Last year, 8 Arkansans each won $1 million off a lottery ticket.
State as in a state of being, not... Whoa, touchdown Razorbacks. Did you?
This is winning, folks. Every lottery ticket you buy in Arkansas helps fund college scholarships. You could be the next big winner. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
For over 50 years, WT Equipment has been your trusted family-owned dealer for tractors, hay tools, and light construction equipment. Right now, WT Equipment's got unbeatable October deals. Get 0% for 84 months on Workmaster 35 and 40 tractors, or drive home a Workmaster 25 with payments as low as $169.99 a month. WACC. Visit WT Equipment today and talk to their sales team for all the details. WT Equipment. Equip your future. Elevate your potential.
Hey Hog fans, Alumni Hall is your ultimate game day headquarters. Shop officially licensed Razorback gear from Nike, Champion, Comfort Colors, Yeti, and New Era. Don't forget your tailgating essentials to make every game day a win. Plus, spend $150 and get $10 in Hall cash for your next purchase. Pop in Alumni Hall in College Marketplace, shop online at alumnihall.com, or download the Alumni Hall app. Alumni Hall, it's where fans shop.
Craving something mouthwatering? Get ready for a taste sensation at KDK's Chicken and Waffles coming soon to 1772 North College Avenue in Fayetteville. But why wait? Visit the food trailer on Dixon Street today before or after the game. Join owner and former Razorback wide receiver Keith Kidd for his famous fried chicken, loaded waffle fries, and irresistible mac and cheese bowls. And the made-from-scratch peach cobbler. KDK's Chicken and Waffles, where flavor meets tradition. Stop by the trailer today on Dixon Street and taste the magic today.
He's a world arm wrestling champion, Michael Todd.
I'm globally known as Monster Michael Todd. I'm 52 years old. I've won 23 world titles and 36 national titles.
This tough guy never backs down, but a horrible bicep injury almost ended his career. Enter QC Kinetics and life-changing regenerative treatments.
Most people thinking that I'd never be able to compete again. Within 8 months, I became number 5 overall in the world. Now I'm marching towards that number 1 spot.
So how did he do it?
I'm a big regenerative medicine kind of guy. Once I found out about QC Kinetics, I wanted to try their protocol.
Those treatments use a patient's own orthobiologics concentrated and placed into the troubled area to help heal and restore the damage. No scalpels or harmful meds, just long-term relief.
QC Kinetics definitely have helped me be able to live this dream and be able to do what I want to do and continue to do it for a lot more years.
When the others say, time for surgery, you're finished. Not so fast. Call QC Kinetics. The consultation's totally free.
Call QC Kinetics, 479-999-1234. That's 479-999-1234. 479-999-1234.
They say you never get a second chance to make a first impression. And they're right.
This is Thomas Cole at Walker Brothers Menswear in Fayetteville and Rogers. We know showing up matters. Whether it's game day, a big meeting, or a night out, how you present yourself says everything. That's why we handpick exceptional clothing with service you can trust to help you look and feel your absolute best.
Walker Brothers, your life, your style, your store.
Oh my gosh, Becky, look at that sign. It looks like one of those that Sign Studio made.
Well, that's because it probably is. Hi, I'm Matt Reese, COO of Sign Studio. Don't let the name fool you. We're not just signs. From interior and exterior signage to business cards, banners, and promotional items, Sign Studio can help take your business to the next level. We're passionate about helping you grow your brand. Our in-house design and production team allows for quick turnaround, and we have multiple locations to serve all of your Northwest Arkansas signage needs. Follow us online or call 479-250-4844.
Cassano's Chicago-style pizza in Bentonville is turning 20, and you're invited to the party. Join Cassano's on Wednesday, October 22nd, as they celebrate 2 decades in Bentonville with amazing anniversary specials. $1 domestic draft beers all day, and half-price pizza any size, both dine-in only. Restrictions may apply. Or grab a 16-inch one-topping pizza to go for just $20. Don't miss the celebration. Only at Cassano's Bentonville, Wednesday, October 22nd. Cassano's Chicago-style pizza, celebrating 20 years in Bentonville.
Welcome back to Arkansas Game Day.
Washington lots of room inside the 40 to the 30 to the 20. There he goes. Mike Washington, touchdown, Arkansas.
Start every Saturday with Arkansas Game Day, 5 hours before kickoff.
Special place. I mean, that's why I'm so fortunate that I was able to come back here.
Brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville. Arkansas Game Day is also presented by
the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery.
Frito, though, if he can work his magic.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
Down to 10.5. Saracen F. 10.5. I'd feel really good. What'd you get it at?
I got a plus 13, baby.
That's really good. I would feel very good about that. 10.5 is dicey here. I'll tell you that much.
That's right on the brink, man. I'll tell you what, these these betting guys know what they're doing. It always seems like and you can say what you want about Sam Pittman in terms of his actual win-loss record. He was good against the spread. If you bet against the spread under Sam Pittman, you're going to win your money more often than not.
Yes, absolutely. An easy cover in the last game with Notre Dame. There was that was the easiest money anyone's ever made if you had Notre Dame in that one.
I bet money line Arkansas, so I did. I lost 75.
Well, that's too bad.
It was rough, Derek.
That was a rough
day.
Yeah, that was a very rough day. All right, so we're thinking. I mean, I don't know what we're thinking. I just the defense is what it is. I don't know if doing new things is going to overcome the fact that this is just not a very talented defense that they've put together at Arkansas for this season. And that's the key to me. Arkansas is going to score points, I think, but I mean, trying to slow down Tennessee, trying to break serve with Aguilar is crucial, and I just don't know if they can do it enough.
It's going to be really difficult. This kid coming in, I mean, what a godsend for Tennessee, considering what Nico's been for UCLA. I know they beat Penn State last week, but for the most part, he has not been good. I know. Here's the one. If you're trying to find hope, if you're a Razorback fan, he's throwing 5 picks.
No.
Like he's shown kind of like Taylor, and he's turnover prone. So that offense will be clicking and humming. All of a sudden, he'll throw a consequential interception. They should have lost that game in Starkville. A little different when you're playing at home in Neyland. I know they lost that game earlier this year to Georgia. That's Georgia. So maybe, Derek, even though he hadn't forced a lot of turnovers, maybe get a tip ball. What have they been saying this week? Pat the hat. Yeah. Maybe you can see some turnovers today.
Yeah, maybe they've only had 6 takeaways by the defense this year, and they've given it away twice, so they're -2 in the margin when you talk about Arkansas. Tennessee's only +1, like you said, so they have had some moments where they have coughed up the football. That's something you got to try and take advantage of. It's kind of a fluky thing when you're talking about turnovers. It's not like, well, we're going to go get turnovers today. But if you're in the area, you got to, if they throw one to you and you're a DB, you got to catch it. You got to catch it, and you just got to. You got to find a way to steal some possessions like that.
If you watch, I want to say it was the Notre Dame game. Julian Neal at the end of half had a chance to pick one off. He's had a couple hit his hands this season. I know he had a great interception in the Memphis game, but kind of like when you have a quarterback or running back in the backfield, you got to wrap up. When you're a DB and you get your hands on a football, like you got to catch it, and they haven't capitalized on any of those places.
Yeah. All right, well, that's going to wrap up our time here on Arkansas Game Day. We've got, of course, wall-to-wall coverage all day and into the night here on ESPN Arkansas. Hog Reaction a bit later on, following all the action here on ESPN Arkansas. Game Day coverage presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback and by the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. Celebrating more than 15 years of scholarships. Learn more at myarkansasLottery.com. Ty, thank you.